Are you ready?
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, proudly brings to you
Don's Wrestling Unleashed Rage.
It's survey time. Are you here to see WCW? NWO! WWE?
You get control. Everybody say, oh yeah! Baby!
It's showtime, folks!
Yes, it is. It's Don at Random presents Don's Wrestling Unleashed Rage. Now, I welcome you all. But this is a beginning and whatnot, a new beginnings and whatnot. Do I know what I'm doing? No. But it's an all beginning. Everyone starts at a beginning and whatnot. Try new things and whatnot. So this is what we're going to do. I mean, you can call it a wrestling show. You can call it a podcast. Like it matters. But what does matter is that one of the things I love more than anything in life, one of the many things most people do love and whatnot, and one of those things I love is wrestling. Wrestling of the past, the glory days, wrestling of now, and wrestling of the future then, what could be? So, we're just going to start off exactly where we're at and whatnot. We are fresh off of one of the original pay-per-views, the 35th anniversary of SummerSlam. Now, I'm a huge fan of the original pay-per-views. But the 35th anniversary and whatnot in Tennessee. Now, there's no doubt about it. If I had so much money and whatnot and all that, I would, it's 300 miles, easy to get there, 300 to go back, so 600 plus, and then money, and then a motel, and then Ric Flair's last match with an extra wrestling event. Woo! Oh, you gotta love it. But you see, one day, I will go to SummerSlam once again. One day I will go, the final one I need to go to and whatnot. The 35th anniversary in Tennessee. Nah, I'm not a huge fan. I am not a huge fan of stadiums being outside. Now, some of them look amazing. The stages, the atmosphere, it's amazing, the outside. But, it's just funny because I always thought, man, wouldn't it be funny if it freaking rained? What if it rained or snowed or something crazy, and there's no way they would allow that stuff to happen, still wrestling and whatnot in the rain. But that's why they had a protective thing on the above the ring and all that sometimes. And that's what happened at the pandemic WrestleMania-ish and all that. The second one or whatnot. The first event back with the fans being back, only if it was like 3,000 or 5,000 or whatever it was. But it was funny nonetheless. And they had to improvise of made-up promos, just like that. And you saw who was really good and who could do it like that, and ones who just was really bad and really just, stood out, not good, and exposed themselves to what they're not good at. Rewatch it. You'll notice it. Now, the those improv promos, this and that, it was never released on the WrestleMania DVD Blu-ray. It wasn't re-shown on the WWE Network and all that. So you got to find it on YouTube or whatnot. I promise you, if you rewatch that, you're going to be like, ooh, wow. I kind of didn't notice, but you just get so excited in the moment. It's Mania. It's the first time with the fans being back. Oh my God, I can't wait. Oh my God, training. What the hell is going to happen? What is going on? Excuse me. It's crazy and whatnot if you really want to think about it. But it was they did the best they could and whatnot. But who cares? It was Mania, WrestleMania and whatnot. So, SummerSlam. SummerSlam it was. SummerSlam outside. I tell you. But 35 years then of SummerSlam. I just want to do a quick review, talk about a few of the matches of the past that stood out for me. The ones I always rewatch and whatnot. Matches that stood out for the test of time and whatnot. And matches, for obvious reasons, you just can't resist not to watch. Because it's kind of so bad, but so good. And you kind of just have to watch it still. Because you just laugh. And, oh, man. It's still better than most of now and whatnot. But still, it's a process. So, how could you not? One of the original ones, the first ever one of them, the pay-per-views and whatnot, of SummerSlam, the 1998 main event, whatnot, SummerSlam. Hulk Hogan, brother, against, but with the Macho Man, Randy Savage, dig it! Hulk Hogan and Randy Savage, the best of friends and whatnot, better enemies and whatnot. The Mega Powers, oh yeah, the shake of the hand, oh yeah. The Mega Powers against the Mega Bucks. Oh, Ted DiBiase and whatnot with Andre the Giant. Now, it's 1 year off of WrestleMania 3. Hulk Hogan, could he do the unthinkable? And finally, Andre the Giant, undefeated for 15 years, even though he wasn't. But he was undefeated for 15 years, as they say. The biggest, one of the top 5 easily, one of the biggest money makers and whatnot of that time, of the 70s and 80s. Before the power of the Hulkamania went to all the heights and all that, of all of it. So the Mega Powers against the Mega Bucks. It was a good match and whatnot. It got you entertained. It got you going. And then, oh my God. The Mega Powers are in trouble. It looks like they're going to lose and whatnot. But then, what is this? She gets up to, Miss Elizabeth took off her dress. Oh my God. Oh. Ted and Andre's like, oh my God. Whoa, hey. What's up? Hey. But seriously, oh, what a match and whatnot. Rest in peace to Savage, Miss Elizabeth, Andre. Oh. Miss Elizabeth. I still say and believe the most beautiful woman ever in wrestling history, based on looks. Miss Elizabeth, hands down. Hands down. You can name anyone else that Miss Elizabeth wins. I'm sorry, but yeah. No. Most beautiful ever then. Like, damn. It's crazy. So, that was 1998 SummerSlam. Now we go a few, it's 1990 and whatnot. The end of Hulkamania as you know it. As he came back after he got taken off of TV, after he got destroyed by one of my big all-time faves. One of my best favorite big mans and whatnot. Top 5 big mans for me. Earthquake. That earthquake splash. Oh my God. Oh, destroyed. And you gotta love how he debuted. coming as a fan and whatnot, then switching and then attacking, and oh man, you gotta love that. Almost undefeated sumo wrestler in legit sumo wrestling. Like, that's tough to do. And then wrestling, and then he made it his own, and there was like nobody who could really take him in a legit like fight. Like, damn, you look. No one was gonna move him. No one was gonna. Maybe Andre if he was, younger then. But when Earthquake, it's tragic. He didn't have another prime time push and all that. He should have been like IC champion. He was tag champions and the Nationals disasters and whatnot. We're talking about. Sorry. Oh. And then you talk about Earthquake going to WCW. Went to WCW and whatnot. He was the Shark. The Dungeon of Doom. Gotta love it. Oh, God bless WCW. But we'll talk about all the WCW and whatnot. Their rise and fall and all that. We'll talk about that in due time. So, 1990 SummerSlam, Earthquake against Hulk Hogan, the return of Hulkamania and whatnot, coming back from an injury and whatnot, but yeah, he had to go do a movie and whatnot. So, could he come back and defeat Earthquake? Just when you thought you couldn't, just when you thought he couldn't, he was down and out. He hit that splash. It was over with. 1, 2, whoa! Oh my God! He's hulking up! And then he hulks up and whatnot. And then it was game over with and whatnot. With Hulkamania winning. Hulkamania will live forever. As indeed it did and whatnot. So, the next match. The next year then. SummerSlam. 1991. The main match that stood out and whatnot. No. Yes, 91. For the IC title. Quite easily top 5 of one of the greatest Intercontinental Championship matches of all time. Bret the Hitman. The best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. Against Perfection. Against Kurt Hennig, Mr. Perfect. One of the greatest to never be heavyweight champion. WWF's heavyweight champion, because he was AWA heavyweight champion. Kurt Hennig. Tagging with my boy Scott Hall. All-time favorite, by the way. Rest in peace. To the bad guy. So, it was an IC title match for the ages. Bret the Hitman against Kurt Hennig. They never had a bad match. You rewatch all their matches they've had, even at live events, untaped matches. They never had a bad match. Ever then. And one of Kurt Hennig's best friends, just the same. For you fat, ugly, lazy, lowlifes, I'm going to take off my robe. Ravishing Rick Rude. One of the best ever then. But we'll get in all of that, of the best of certain divisions, the best of certain titles, the best matches of certain pay-per-views. This is just a little flashback and whatnot of celebrating of SummerSlam. 35 years once again. I tell you. So, The next year then, still for that IC title and whatnot. Still the best. Bret the Hitman, the IC champion, against the hometown boy, the British Bulldog. God bless the Hart Foundation. British Bulldog, hometown boy. The UK? Bum 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 bum. Okay. So, in the UK, keep in mind, there hasn't been a UK pay-per-view. There hasn't been a WWF, WWE pay-per-view since 1992 SummerSlam. Until now. The next pay-per-view. Clash of the Castle. And the UK boy, Drew McIntyre, home field, they had to have it. But it didn't matter who was going to be in that pay-per-view and whatnot, who was going to be in the main event. They had to have one UK hometown boy and whatnot. It doesn't matter. See, the UK is beloved. They love wrestling. Almost more than Canada, more than Germany and whatnot. UK is the one has the most best fan bases and whatnot. If you really don't think about it. But Clash of the Castle, that's a shout out. That's a flashback memories and whatnot for WCW Clash of the Champions. Oh yes, it's not the first time WWE has took that format and whatnot and made it their own version and whatnot, because they did their own thing of the pay-per-views. Night of Champions, all the champions fight. Well, that was Clash of Champions, WCW. That was Clash of Champions. It may not mean nothing for most, but it was a lot to me. It was a lot for people who didn't have the money, who never had the opportunity to watch pay-per-views. When we were kids, Clash of Champions was our free pay-per-view we could watch. Because when there was Clash of Champions and whatnot, there wasn't even a Monday night. There was no Monday Night Raw. There was no Monday Nitro and whatnot. WCW, all we had was WCW Saturday Night Main Event. That's all we had. And WWF had Main Event, their version. They had to, even though compete and whatnot against WCW, even though they didn't. We never did, but they did. Because if that was the case, why would they pick Saturday night's Main Event? Come on, we ain't stupid. Come on. But sorry. We're getting off subject and whatnot. You see, Clash of Champions, that was our pay-per-view. You rewatch that's better pay-per-views than most pay-per-views of now. In WWE, AEW, Ring of Honor, the new brand of New Japan even. But it was a different time and whatnot, a different place. I can't wait for what is to come of the next pay-per-view, the UK Clash and the Castle at the Castle. UK, it's going to be 50, 70,000 or whatever it's going to be. Easy. Probably 50K easy. I think that's the most they could fit in that stadium. So, 1992 SummerSlam. We got off subject, sorry. 1992 SummerSlam. The IC champion, the Hitman, against the British Bulldog. Now, later we'd find out it was one of the best. We would later find out that the British Bulldog, he was so tired and he was on some serious drugs. he took drugs because he was home. He was at home for a week. He took some drugs of cocaine and other stuff, and just it's real sad. He took that stuff and he didn't know what the hell was going on. He got winded so quick in that match. Like, my God, Brett just took it like a G and just told him, slow down, pace yourself. Let's get a good 15, 25 minutes. Let's give the people what they want. And the Bulldog, he was like, I'm okay. I'm okay. And you couldn't tell watching it for the first time and whatnot. You couldn't tell. It was just what a match. Because the selling of it all just... And the crowd into it, loving both people, loving both of them. It was great. So, you flash back 2 years after that. A steel cage match for the heavyweight championship. Still the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. Bret the Hitman Hart, then WWF champion. WWF champion in a match he thought would never be, in a steel cage match. You talk about unleashed. Bret the Hitman against the one that could be king. The King of Kings, the true King of Kings, the King of Hearts and whatnot. One of my all-time favorites. One of the most underrated wrestlers in history. And we would talk about him so much in detail in time. There's only so much we could talk about in this first segment, this first episode, this first show, this first podcast. Again, whatever you want to call it. I don't care then. Who cares? Except we care about wrestling, as we've said. So, Bret the Hitman against Owen in that steel cage match. Is it one of the greatest steel cage matches of all time? Top 10? Possibly. Top 5? You can make a case. Is it better than... Is it better than... Okay, is the Hitman against Owen SummerSlam cage match better than Hulk Hogan against King Kong Bundy at WrestleMania 2 main event steel cage match? Yep. But we don't want to talk about WrestleMania 2, do we? The only time it was in 3 different cities, by the way. New York City, the home ground, the hometown for WWF. In New York City, LA, and Chicago. In each segment, each city have their own special main event. I mean, I get it, you know. It was a thing to make more money. Because that's what it's all about at the end of the day. I don't blame them. Especially now, more than ever then. They care about making more money than the product itself. But that's fine. So, Owen was so good that I feel sorry for people who never had the opportunity to see him. And they talk about people of now being the greatest ever then. Oh, I've been watching wrestling for 5 years. Even I've been watching wrestling for 8 years, saying that they're the greatest and come on, man. How can you... That's unfair then. How could you do that of saying that, then it not... That's disrespectful, I think. Now, everyone is entitled to their own opinion, but I think that's disrespectful then to the ones that came before you, and even the ones that came after you, and the ones of now. You can't watch it of now and say, oh, he's the greatest. but you never watched the ones of the past. That's like saying, oh, I watched wrestling in the 80s and early 90s, but I stopped watching wrestling. This wrestling sucks of now. No, it doesn't. It's weaker than what it used to be. It would never be better than what it was of the glory days. But that's okay. Because people of now, certain ones will stand out above the rest. They will stand out and not worry about the haters, not worry about, oh, WWE's better than the shitty rip-off AEW, ripping off WCW and whatnot. AEW's better than WWE. Fuck it. Both of them suck. Both of them suck. It's all about New Japan Wrestling, and who cares? It's all about wrestling. If you love wrestling and if you love it, if you're still entertained by it, then that's what it's all about. You don't have to be bashing other companies, ripping on people because they love certain things, ripping on people who love certain people, going on the internet and destroying people and destroying the companies and whatnot, just being a troll. Come on, man. You get nothing out of it, too much energy. But Brett against Owen. Go watch that cage match. And you tell me you just wasn't sucked into it. Just as a matter of fact, I'm gonna rewatch that one soon again. A few of these matches we talk about today, I rewatch them. I always rewatch a few certain ones before the new SummerSlam comes out. 35 years, man. 35 years then. Where has time gone? My God, man. Like, it's crazy. So, 3 years after that. 2 years after that. No, yeah. 1 year after that. I'm tripping. 1995. Well, once again, an IC championship match for the ages. An underappreciated, a forgotten rematch of the greatest, one of the, if not the greatest, ladder match of all time. I believe. And most people believe it is. It was a rematch for the IC championship. 1995. It was the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels, against the bad guy. Hey, yo. Say hello to the bad guy. Sorry. I'm sorry you had to see that bad imitation. HBK against Razor Ramon. My boy, Scott Hall. A ladder match, a rematch for the ages, truly. A forgotten rematch, because most people forget. Oh, there was? There was a ladder rematch of WrestleMania 10? Psh, no way. But most people forget, like WrestleMania 10, like the first ladder match and all that. It wasn't the first WWE ladder match. That was 1992. That was 1992 at live shows, live events. It was HBK against Bret Hart. It was HBK against Razor at those live shows, 92, 93. Just to see what the hell we doing. A rematch for the ages, as I've said. You talk about next level. They did the best they could. They upped it. Is it better than the original one? No. But come on. HBK hitting that sweet chin music. Hitting that sweet chin music on Razor Ramon. On that, when he was on that ladder and he hit that, what? What just happened? What the is going on? You couldn't believe it. It was crazy. Like, what? Why? So HBK got that revenge. He got that win and whatnot. Now, 3 years after that, 1998 SummerSlam. That's a good, underrated, overall SummerSlam pay-per-view. So, I there's just so many episodes like that needs to be done. I would like to do, but y'all gotta let me know. What do y'all want to see? Top 5 all-time favorite matches, top 5 all-time favorite wrestlers, top 5 greatest IC champions, top 5 pay-per-views, top 5 greatest SummerSlams of all time. It's just so much we could talk about. But y'all gotta let me know of what. Message me, email me, whatever. Let me know. I would take fan comments, fan everything, and I would do what y'all want to see and whatnot. We'll just try it and see how it goes. But 1998, once again, try to relive some of that magic for the IC title. Again. In a ladder match, nonetheless. These newcomers and all that, finally on the early stages, right before they hit their prime time, right before they hit it. It's the game, Triple H, DX's Triple H. After HBK and whatnot still leaving and somewhat having to retire. Triple H against a ladder match against, if you smell the People's Champion, not quite yet. Rocky sucks, Rocky die, Rocky sucks, Rocky die. The Nation of Domination, The Rock. I'm so glad they made him be the Nation of Domination. Because he finally got to be him. He finally got to be that character. Instead of Rocky Maivia. Which they turned on him really quick. So 2 years only in the business. The Rock. Shining above them. And Triple H just studying everything. Triple H studying. That's why he is the game. He loves the business more than anybody. He lives and breathes this business. He'll have disagreements, but he will study. He will be taught. He will learn. He will evolve. But we'll talk about that at the end of this show. Of how everything became one. So a ladder match, Triple H against The Rock. Man, that was a good match. A better match than what I was expecting originally. Man, 1998 SummerSlam is so underrated, man. Just got to rewatch the whole pay-per-view. I just really got to, but... So, a couple years after that, 2001, I believe. The first ever TLC triple threat tag team match. It was the Dudley Boys, aka Team 3D, against Flash Photography, Edge and Christian. Which, by the way, I never cared for Christian, never liked him. He was only good when he was with Edge and Christian. Sorry. I never liked him. I was never a fan of Christian. He was a good IC champion and whatnot. 2003 to like 2006, but just no, just sorry. Against the Hardy Boys, Jeff and Matt Hardy. The Hardy Boys, Dudley Boys, and Edge and Christian TLC match, first ever then possible. Oh my God. I mean, the Douglas boys with their vintage tables. All the way back to ECW. Edge and Christian bringing their chairs and whatnot. Concerto! And the Hardy Boys with their death-defying, bringing their ladders, jumping off, all combined into one. All combined. TLC. Holy shit, we was not ready for that. Like, what is going on? There was just so much going on. Oh my God, what the... The announcers are just having so many problems just keeping up with the action. Like, it's not like it was of now, as of the last 10 years then, you know, off a script and whatnot of, oh my God, what is gonna... Yeah. So, TLC, man, I tell you. The next match that comes to mind, that's fresh in my mind, the People's Champ, The Rock. If you smell what The Rock is cooking, against the Rookie, the next big thing, Brock Lesnar. The Rock against Brock Lesnar then. People did not think it was going to end the way it was going to end. But come on, man. Come on. We knew it was going to happen. Time out. Sorry. Time out. Stop everything. Clearly, this is too big. All combined. Clearly, this is too big. So what we're going to do, we're going to split this up. We're going to split this episode 1, this beginning and whatnot, in the 2 parts then. So I hope you've enjoyed part 1 of Don's Wrestling Unleashed Rage. So like always, like, comment, subscribe, like it matters. Just have fun. Please come back. Come back to see part 2 of episode 1. Please join me. Until next time. He doesn't know what he's doing. Until next time, y'all. Peace out.